Today on X-Play, we review Space Siege and have breaking news about a brand new Batman game.
Plus, we'll preview Warhammer Online and take you inside the music, gaming, and sports event known as Maddenpalooza. X-Play starts now. Welcome to X-Play, the most watched video game show on television. I'm Adam Sessler.
And I'm Morgan Webb. We're coming to you from the G4 studios in Los Angeles on Wednesday, August 13th. Coming up on today's show, we take a look at Bionic Commando Rearmed in the download and tell you if this remake is worth your digital dollars.
Plus, Christian Holt's got a new Madden NFL 09 sheet for all you ballers out there. You'll learn why it's not always wise to throw bombs every play. But first, let's get all the day's top headlines in the Gaming Update.
Gamers rush out to pick up a copy of Madden NFL 2009. EA Sports is no doubt scrambling to correct a spelling error of Brett Favre's last name. A Kotaku reader noticed Favre's last name was spelled F-A-R-V-E instead of F-A-V-R-E in one of the game's menus. If we're lucky, a correction for the misspelling will be patched along with a new Hooked on Phonics training camp drill. Next, the September issue of Game Informer magazine has revealed the new Batman game is being published by IDOS. Batman Arkham Asylum is a completely original title based on 70 years of material from the comic books. The game will be a third-person action and stealth game that will include all of Batman's greatest foes. Writer Paul Dini, who has worked on Batman the Animated Series, will pen the game's storyline. Next, Valve has announced that a new Team Fortress 2 heavy update will be released via Steam next week. PC gamers who download the update will receive new maps, new unlockable Steam achievements, and a handful of new game modes. Be sure to power up your Steam accounts and look for this heavy update on August 19th. And finally, Square Enix's MMO Final Fantasy XI is officially the most hardcore messed up game ever. A guild called Beyond the Limitation attempted to take on a boss called the Pandemonium Warden, but after battling through 20 transformations and 18 hours of continuous fighting, the guild had to retreat. That's because members of the team became physically ill and started passing out from exhaustion. All I have to say is, wow. That's it for today's gaming update. For the latest news, be sure to check out our website, g4tv.com/xplay. But now let's go over to Adam for some, good old-fashioned gang violence.
Because I'm a connoisseur of gang violence. Now, if you weren't a fan of Grand Theft Auto 4's dramatic, sort of realistic spin on the crime genre, THQ is looking to remedy that with Saints Row 2. They're also looking to remedy the problem of not enough monster trucks, as you'll see in the first look at the game's new trailer.
They call themselves the Brotherhood. Murderers, arms dealers, extortionists.
I used to own Stillwater.
Used to is right. Time's passed you by.
But when a deal is made to take out the Saints.
I've heard about the connections Altor has. You're gonna get my boys out of jail. You're gonna help me destroy the Saints.
And Altor would love to be of service. I thought Altor wanted order. Letting these ass***s gonna only make things worse.
A new war will erupt.
Up until this point, we've been toying with Mara, but I'm through playing.
And the streets will become.
I'm surprised you have the balls to come alone.
I never said I'd be alone.
A battleground. Saints Row 2, coming October 14th.
October is going to be busy. Madden NFL 09 was released yesterday, and to kick off the title all proper-like, EA held Maddenpalooza at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. So Charlo was there, Busta Rhymes was there, and of course, so were we. Pasadena, California, the Rose Bowl. Many a historic football game has been played here. Oh, yeah! That was then. This is Maddenpalooza.
It's Maddenpalooza, man. This is the 20th anniversary, man. It's 09 coming out. The game is, I understand, it's great. I mean, the graphics, I mean, the evolution of the games are just really mind-boggling.
Well, we're here at Maddenpalooza, which is the 20th anniversary of the Madden 09 game, and it's a lot of hoopla involved in this because this is one of the most popular, if not the most popular video game that there is out there, and it's definitely the most popular football game.
And if Marcus Allen and Warren Moon say so, you can bank on it. A few select lucky football fans who bravely ventured out into the 87-degree Pasadena heat got their full Madden this day. And everybody loves Madden.
I remember being in college, we would have Madden tournaments, and I played with the Bears. If you threw the ball up to Willie Gault, there was no way he wouldn't go not catch it.
This is Speedy Willie. I'm world class. I like running, but I love to catch the pass.
But before the game can be bought, merriment must be had.
I mean, we're here to celebrate the launching of the official launching of Madden 09 and to see an incredible Busta Rhymes performance. I'm definitely a Madden fan, you know what I'm saying? And touring on a tour bus, when there's a lot of downtime, when you're driving from New York to LA and you want to ride straight for 38 hours, you start to develop your skills quite rapidly.
And once Good Charlotte finished telling us about the lifestyles of the rich and famous, one lucky fan became one really lucky fan and got the very first copy of the game. Now that's love. And that's something else. Finally, it was time for the fans to get their Madden on. There's sure to be quite a few unexcused absences from work the next day, I'm sure. But for one night in Pasadena, everybody was happy. Just the way John Madden planned it.
Last week, I had the pleasure of heading up to LucasArts for an exclusive look at the very latest on their new title, Star Wars The Force Unleashed. I talked to the developers, got a look at never-before-seen levels, and drilled with The Apprentice. Tomorrow night, you'll get to see it all in our Star Wars special, but first, here's a taste.
Still serve me.
G4's Stay Out of the Sun Summer continues. Now, we are the only network taking you to the 30th anniversary celebration of Japan's Star Wars premiere. We'll have a special sneak peek of Clone Wars and a rare interview with Star Wars creator George Lucas straight from Skywalker Ranch. Plus, don't miss G4's Blair Butler start her Jedi training.
Then don't miss X-Play special on Star Wars The Force Unleashed. This is the only game to let you use the Force powers the way you've always wanted to. Catch the Star Wars in Japan celebration tomorrow night at 8, right after Attack of the Show, only on G4.
And the makers of Dungeon Siege are ready to allow you to see the light of day, or rather the darkness of space. Gas-Powered Games is back with Space Siege, an action RPG that lets you replace body parts with cybernetic enhancements, but, you know, the cost of your humanity, but if that's the only price, I say bring on the bionic arms. I've got some jars I need open, and I'm dead inside anyway. They say in space, no one can hear you scream. Clearly they've never visited the good ship Armstrong.
Please be alive, please! Jay! Help! Get away from me!
Space Siege is another example of RPGs evolving to include elements of a quality third-person shooter. Our story begins with humans poking the inky outer belly of space. Instead of a welcoming giggle, the universe unleashes an angry hornet's nest of creatures known as the Karak. A headlong retreat back to Mother Earth only gets her killed. Now the last of humanity fights for survival on board the last ship left, the Armstrong. The Armstrong has been breached by the Karak, and it's time to swab the decks with a mop made of their entrails. You'll play as Seth Walker, a gravel-gargling space marine bent on survival of the fittest.
They're right behind me.
Well, the human race will need to rebooty the population.
Who's behind you?
In an ironic twist, Walker sacrifices some of his own humanity to save humankind. Cybernetic upgrades, including vision, armor, and weapon systems, gives you access to better armaments. Apparently having them installed stings a bit. He'll also also be able to create a robotic sidekick from bits and pieces he gathers along the way. One thing we didn't like was the control system. A run and strafe ability would have been a nice feature. Left mouse click for movement and right click for shooting fatigues Seth's lethal agility, especially when fighting enemies on all sides. Aside from some sci-fi cliches,
Yes, Sergeant Walker.
and an aging control scheme, Space Siege does deliver some solid RPG action.
Sweet.
A 4 out of 5.
With Earth rocketing into a downward spiral heading to outer space, sounds like a smart move. To prepare yourself for this inevitable future, we've got some games that will smooth the transition. In today's text list, we run down the top 5 space sims. Coming in at 5 is Project Sylphid. This was published by Square, which means there's plenty of spiky hair and teenage melodrama. And at number 4 is Wing Commander. This game allowed you to name your pilot and call sign. I cannot repeat mine on television.
Number 3 is TIE Fighter. This was the first Star Wars game to let you play on the side of the Empire. Blasting away whiny rebels never felt so good.
Coming in at 2 is Colony Wars Vengeance. Instead of having a cool name like Zap Brannigan, the protagonist was saddled with the name of Mertens.
It's also the name of my junior high history teacher, and he was awesome, thank you. But our number 1 space sim is Free Space 2. This epic was designed by Volition, who have moved onto greener pastures, specifically the sewage-spraying cross-dressing pastures of Saints Row 2.
Coming up on X-Play, who says you can't cheat in football? Kristen Holt has all the Madden NFL 09 tips that are sure to help your running game. Then, is Bionic Commando Rearmed a new classic or a tired remake? Find out if this digital release is worth your cash in the download. Plus, we've got your all-access pass inside Warhammer Online. The epic fantasy series just got bigger, and we'll have everything you need to know about this MMO before its launch. Stay tuned. Yeah.
G4 X-Play.
Welcome back to X-Play. With Madden receiving a dramatic overhaul for 09, it might take you a while to adjust your strategy accordingly. Kristen Holt is here with her coach's Telestrater to help you get back on track.
Yes, thanks, Morgan. While playing Madden, your first instinct may be to throw the ball downfield every single play. But that's not how you win football games. Follow these tips to get your running game up to speed.
With a run.
So you've got Madden 09, but maybe you're not an expert on the whole football thing. That's okay, because we're going to help you get a good running game started. The running game has a few advantages. First, it lets you keep the time of possession in your favor, forcing the other team's defense to work harder. A running game also opens up the passing game, which is good for you and bad for them.
Touchdown!
Now, every team is different, and each running back has different strengths. Deuce McAllister of the Saints, for instance, is a power runner.
Little handoff.
So with guys like him, you'll want to use that power and send them running straight down the middle.
Tackle right around the 48-yard line.
On the other end of the spectrum, there are guys like Adrian Peterson of the Vikings.
Open field ahead.
Peterson is small and fast and better suited for running sweeps on the outside.
He's one of the guys they can count on for big plays.
Then you might have someone like LaDainian Tomlinson. He's more versatile, so it's okay to let him run the middle, the outside, and even catch passes.
Throws a bullet. He gets in for 6.
But if your team is lacking a great running back, you can go ahead and use your quarterback.
Drops back on first down.
The Raiders' Jamarcus Russell isn't the fastest runner, but he's big and powerful. And with Vince Young of the Titans, you have a guy who can sprint and pick up some big yards.
He's still going.
But remember, when you've got quarterbacks running, they're more likely to fumble.
It's a fumble.
Once your running game is established, it's time to pull out the play-action pass.
Fakes to the back.
Here, your quarterback will look like he's going to do a running play, but then fake the handoff and do a pass play. If all goes well, you'll fake out the defense.
Gets in for the touchdown.
And finally, you should know that when the weather turns ugly, a good running game is your friend.
Touchdown.
So there you go. Get off your duff and start running. I know it's early to call, but I'm saying the Cowboys this year. You heard me. Be sure to check G4TV.com/cheat for the latest tips and tricks. Right now, I'm going to send it back over to Adam.
The Cowboys? Bionic Commando Rearmed is a remake of the original NES version that frustrated gamers with its difficulty and lack of historically accurate monsters. This time, there's no cartridge to blow on if the game freezes up because it's only available online, which is why it's in today's download. It's been 20 years since Bionic Commando's last appearance on home console, but that's about to change as a redesigned version of this classic NES title makes its way out of 8-bit history with Bionic Commando Rearmed. At its core, this is the same Bionic Commando fans of the original will remember. It's still a side-scroller. The story remains true to its roots, and yes, the no jumping policy is still in effect. The game's new 2.5D design manages to provide a stylized and polished next-gen look while maintaining a connection to the original level design. Also getting an upgrade is the game's signature apparatus, the grappling claw, which now allows you to pick up barrels as well as pulling yourself through tight spots. One thing Rearmed provides that its granddad never did is multiplayer options. Bionic Commando Rearmed allows you to team up for a 2-player co-op mode, as well as a 4-player versus that honestly usually ends up devolving into a let's shoot each other at close range contest. This game is going to set you back about $10, $15 if you're on PC. Is it worth it? Considering the lack of new titles out right now, as well as the fact that you're getting as much content as you would from a game at twice the price, we say yes. Bionic Commando Rearmed is available for download now. Now, if you want to hear what I really think about games and not in a glasses half full kind of way, check out Sessler Soapbox. You can watch me fume exclusively at G4TV.com/Soapbox every Wednesday. And this week, I complain about the people who complain about Diablo 3's look. Have it coming.
New Next Play continues. We've got your all-access look at Warhammer Online. The MMO is almost here, and you'll find out what class might be the best for you. All that and more right after this. Welcome back to X-Play. If you haven't heard of Warhammer Online by now, you must be living in some sort of cave dwelling. The MMO has been grabbing awards left and right and was our pick for best PC game at this year's E3. It's set to launch in just over a month, and Adam's got your all-access look.
All right, I'm here with Josh Drescher from Warhammer Online, our winner for Best PC Game of E3 2008. You guys completely deserve it.
Awesome.
Now, we're getting close. We're like a couple of months out. What are you guys working on now in the game to just get, is it fine-tuning? Is it balancing? What is it?
We're taking a look at basically everything in the game from start to finish, kicking all the tires, all 8,000 tires, making sure the numbers are all in place, making sure that everything works correctly. Most importantly, bringing over the last week 25,000 additional testers in to really get in there and let us know that everything's working correctly.
25,000 additional testers. How many do you already have?
We had about 15,000. That's a rough estimate. I don't keep track of each and every one of them. But basically, we've had about 850,000 beta applications. So we've been drawing in as many as we needed for very focused testing over the last year and a half.
Of the races in the game, how about we highlight a couple of how you'd be playing them?
So what you've got in the game are 6 different races. You've got the dwarves and the greenskins. The dwarves are sort of British, northern, working class people with a chip on their shoulder and a drinking problem. The greenskins are soccer hooligans. You know, big, drunk Scottish people that just want to punch you in the face, and they're not quite sure why. They're not sure what's going on in the world. They just know they want more of it. They're very Germanic in that way. And they're facing off against chaos, which is sort of corrupted humanity, like lawyers with tentacle arms. Then you've got the high elves, who are sort of posh British people. Then you've got the dark elves. They're high elves that have done a ton of opium and are really sort of deviant in every imaginable way.
Now, outside of the races, you also have your careers in the game. How are those varied?
We have 20 separate careers in the game. Each career is completely unique. So you've got 20 different ways to play the game, and each of them are sort of unique to the race that they're drawn from.
So really, it's just kicking ass and looking good while doing
it. Absolutely.
Well, Josh, I cannot tell you how excited I am about the game. I'm looking forward to do it. I'll be on that beta as soon as I'm done here.
Tomorrow on X-Play, we head to LucasArts for our behind-the-scenes look at Star Wars The Force Unleashed. We'll follow the game from conception to completion, reveal the abandoned plot lines, and see how the Secret Apprentice was designed. Learn how the game's classic soundtrack was created, and what technology was used to bring these characters to life. Don't miss this all-access journey inside the latest chapter of the Star Wars saga. It all starts at a special time, 9:30. And on Friday, we're going to rock out with our out. Harmonix is coming by with one of the year's biggest sequels. Get ready for a live hands-on demo of Rock Band 2. Don't miss it.
Now, there's a lot of stuff people haven't seen before this, me and that Star Wars show. So,
yeah, it is jam-packed with actually a lot of interesting information, new material. It's gonna be cool.
You have not seen a lot of that video, so you're going to like it. Be there. All right, but right now, go check out Unbeatable Banzuke.
Thank you so much for watching X-Play. See you tomorrow for our Force Unleashed special.